Welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft. I'm stood again in front of the to-do wall and it just gets bigger and bigger. Let's have a look at what I've done off camera. I've enchanted a sword. I had plenty of levels, so I went back to my enchanting facilities. Got this nice sword with sharpness 4 and breaking 3, looting 3. That was quite a lucky find, I did feel. What else have I done? Jungle Expedition. Well, that's the main plan for today's episode, actually. So I'll get to that in a second. It ties in with Ferns in Pots Around Pool. I've gathered more quartz and glowstone. Let me show you what I've done with all that quartz. I've basically finished off the pool area. I made a small change to one thing I'd already done. But the rest, as you can see here, is very complete and very white. See, I've changed the stairs slightly. The reason I did that is because I wanted stairs on the opposite corner as well, but there wasn't quite as much room. So I came up with a design that sticks out a little bit less. Basically, I need this so I can go up and make use of this corner, which will probably have a nice wooden floor or something. So the pool area isn't quite finished. There's going to be ferns in pots, and I'm also going to use wooden slabs to make like nice little benches and shelves around here. It's going to be very good, but that's not the plan for this episode. Let's run back over to the to-do wall, see if I've missed anything from my inter-episode shenanigans. So gathering wool and dandelions, I've done that. Here's just the findings in this chest. I went back to the area with all the sheep by the Series 1 house, and I've extended the basement as well. Let me just show you quickly what I've done there down in here. So yeah, I've basically pushed this wall out here. This is as far as it can go. If I try and go any further, then I pop out into the outside world. So this is going to be our overflow storage area. And if I have a sort of underground boat dock, it's all going to tie in with this as well. I kind of like the idea of using this as a boat dock, but I think it's at a higher level than sea level, so things are going to be tricky. Anyway, that's, again, not something I want to think about right now. Right now, we're going on a fern expedition. So let's just pop out here. I think I've got everything I need. Night is just falling, so I will use a bed at some point. But first I'll explain. So what I need to get ferns is I need to find a jungle or some tundra, which I've not seen any of yet at all. Now, I've made a map of this area, but as you can see, I'm right in the very bottom right corner. What I want to do is I want to head off in that direction in search of jungles and tundras. And yeah, so I'm going to need to make a new map because this one's not going to get me very far. But one thing I do want to do is just use a bed and put away these signs. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to go off on a nice big expedition this episode. Before I do go, I just want to have a little climb up to the top of that mountain, see if I can get a good view. And I've been sold some magic shoes, so this should work. If I just go, hup, bam! What do you know, it did work. Right, so from here, looking out, I can see, well, basically, there's a bit of snow over there, maybe. I'm not sure if that's possibly the edge of a tundra biome. Yeah, I might go and check that out before I go out on the boat. One thing I have forgotten, of course, is some shears. So I'm going to need to just do this again. Hip, bam! Yeah, that is indeed a very convenient way to travel. Right, I'm going to grab my shears, which should be in here. And then, yeah, let's head on. I'm not taking the horse because I think that this might involve some struggling through tricky terrain. And horses can be more of a blessing. No, other way round. They can be more of a hindrance than a help once you start getting into dense tree-like areas. So I'm just going to go and check out that little area to the east. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to head back to the base and jump in a boat and start following the coast. Well, that's dark. It's not got ferns in it, though. Yeah, trying to ride a horse through here would have been more trouble than it's worth. This is a very dense forest. Oh, look, I found a little naturally generated parkour puzzle. Very good times. How much further to go? Those trees over there, is that tundra biome? I'm just going to check that out, and if that doesn't yield any fruit, then I'm heading back. This is as far as I think I want to go. Oh, here we go. There are some ferns. So yeah, this is technically a tundra biome. It just doesn't seem like a very big one. Well, let's grab as many ferns as we can. I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure that I actually need that many for what I'm planning, so maybe this is enough. Well, that's a shame. I was looking forward to a nice, long expedition across the sea and all that, you know? Yearning for a life on the ocean waves, etc. Oh, hello, you're a tall fern. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to break them and keep them intact. Right, there we go. Coming on for a stack and a half of ferns. That's got to be enough for any decorating plans I might have. let's make our way back home. Boat trip averted. While we are here, of course, I did want to make a new map, so I might as well do that. So first off, I need to activate this one, which looks a bit like that. And then we need to slap down the crafting table. And let's zoom it out a bit. There we go, that's it now zoomed out to the maximum extent. So I'm guessing if I compare that to the one that I made back at the base, maybe that's the distance. Well, let's start travelling and let's see how it goes. I mean, I know those maps are pretty well zoomed out. I doubt there's an entire map's worth between the two, but we'll see. Oh, I definitely heard a skeleton noise. That suggests there's a nice cave underneath here. Let's pop a torch. That torch means skeleton. Of course, what else can it mean? It only sounded like one though. If it had made a noise like many, many skeletons, then I would have been tempted to dig around and see if there was a spawner there, because it would be quite useful to have a tame skeleton spawner producing bones and arrows at my will. And I think that hill up there, that might be my magic hill. Should we try it out? Hip, bam! Well, it most certainly is. How convenient. Right. What's that down there? Is that pumpkin? Might be. Right, we need to get back home. Hup, bam! I know what you're all thinking. You're wondering what mod he used to do that. Okay, so let's pop these ferns away. Now, one thing we are going to need to make ferns in pots. Incidentally, I'm going to destroy Jungle Expedition. I mean, I will want to go to a jungle at some point to find some, oh damn, what's the word? Cocoa beans, that sort of thing. But for now we've got those, but we need clay for pots. And I think that's something we don't have here. I'm going to go and see what I have at the Season 1 base. Yeah, I've got a healthy amount of clay here, 2 stacks. I think that's probably going to be enough to make whatever I need. All right, let's take that home with us. Okay, so here we are back at the base. How does one make a clay pot? Is it simply that? Or do you have to cook the clay first, maybe into bricks? I'll try a little bit of experimentation of that. I can't remember off the top of my head what the process is, but I'm sure it's not difficult. There we go. 3 bricks in a V makes a flower pot. So I'll leave the rest of that. In fact, I'll pop a little bit more in there. Make sure we've got plenty of clay cooking up. And let's grab some of these ferns. And also, I need to make some slabs. I think I'm going to use oak wood down by the pool, I think. So let's start with 12 for now. And we're going to use these in conjunction with some planks. So what I was thinking is, in the corner here, I can slap one of those with a pot and a fern on top. And that gives a nice kind of effect. And I can recover the quartz from behind it if I want to. And I can also do a similar thing higher up. So if I just reclaim all of those things, another nice thing I'll be able to do with the pots is slap them up high. So, for example, there and there. And I can basically make a little kind of wall of ferns around the edge. I mean, they're quite small, but I've got plenty of them. So I'm going to be able to make that work. And then as far as the benches are concerned, so the way that's going to sort of work is there'll be a plank there with a fern in a pot on it, and then maybe something like that to represent a little bench to sit on. And yeah, I suppose one in this corner and one in the opposite corner, and we're sorted. Brilliant. I'll finish that off camera, do a little bit of experimentation. For now, I'd quite like to head outside and take a peek at this area out here. Because what this needs is a nice path around it. I've got plenty of oak wood on me. I can make a little bit more there. So I think what I'll probably go for is an oak wood path that goes from this door and then out and just sort of surrounds this. So I'm going to need a shovel. And let's get to work. And then as we get down here, so I've put a little bit of a path in up here. I'm going to want some stairs to join this, though. I mean, to be honest, I could just use slabs like that, maybe, and then just raise this a bit. Something like that might work nicely there. And then for the potato area, there's going to be a kind of bit more of an overhang, I think. Again, I want to keep a little bit of grass around the farm, but then I'm happy to have a sort of, oops, that was nearly painful. Happy to have something a bit like that around the edge. And if I make that come out up to 2 blocks, then I'll be able to use fence posts to kind of make it look supported when it's out over the water. All right, here we go. This pleasing walkway around the edge is taking place. I need to bring it up to a higher level here. So let's just even that out and do the necessary. But then it will be time to get out some fence posts and make things really shine. Right, a very hefty amount of wood farming later. I might have overdone it a little. I've finally got lots and lots of fences. So the first thing I'm going to want is a line from along here. Now this is going to cause me problems because of reasons. So that's going to want replacing with a full block. Or not. No. Yes. I'm going with yes. Definitely yes. There and there. There we go. Yeah, that'll be fine there. And then let's have this little railing going all the way around the top to stop me from falling to my watery doom. This is looking a bit snug, actually. It's making me think I haven't left enough space there. Yeah, I definitely need to go out a bit further. One more slab required. There we go. And yeah, again, we're going to want to go out a little bit further over here as well. Nice. Let's just polish this off. And there we go. We have our little railing around the top. Very nice. And it gives us a good place to put torches as well. Means I don't have to just dump these torches on the ground like some sort of peasant. Yeah, that's no good, is it? Much prettier. And then the next thing we're going to want is some posts underneath, kind of propping up this apparent walkway. However, I would prefer it to be daytime before I do that. Okay, so we don't need these pillars to be everywhere, but we do want them in places where it seems to make structural sense, like out on corners such as this one. Now, instantly we run into a problem relating to our use of planks and also water. So I'm going to want something, probably can use oak wood for this. So if I drop a kind of little sort of oak wood thing here until I get to water level, then I can plop that on there and that will look nice. Need to do a similar thing here. Let's use an oak plank for that. And there we go. Presto. We have the result we seek. Yeah, nice little pillar holding the thing up. So I'm definitely going to want one of those on the other side and one of them on the end. So let's do the end one here. Again, let's use some oak blocks to deal with that side of things. And then a post coming up from there. And then we want to replace that with a plank. And something similar around this side, sort of on this corner here, I'd say. Yeah, just there. And again, we want to figure out the right spot to go down with some oak. And this one's going to be quite a deep one. But I got it in the right place. I was worried I wouldn't. And then once more, this little fella here needs breaking. And replacing with something slightly more substantial. Right. This looks a little bit in need of support as well. So I'm going to plonk one just there. I mean, of course, in real life, you'd need to treat this wood in some way to ensure that it didn't rot underwater. But we will leave that as a little moment for our imagination. I'm sure that'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, okay, so this is nice. In fact, I think I need to get out on a boat to really get a good look at that. So, iron. Let's get a boat on the go. Here we are. Now, let's see if I can ride this boat around here convincingly. Bit of a black spot there. Not sure I like that so much. Might need to do something about that. But on the whole, this is giving me the kind of result I was hoping for. Makes the whole farm look, a little bit pretty. Might need to work on the transition, but really this is pretty much the result I was going for. So that's a victory of sorts. Let's take one last look from above, make sure it all adds up. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think I'm going to want a bench or something out here just to just to aid in the whole scenicness of this little farm area. And of course, these paths, I want to continue that around in a considerate way. Maybe, yeah, bring it back round and then make the path join. And this is quite narrow. Might need to get rid of these little guys here, much as I like them. But yeah, I'll work on that off camera. Shouldn't be too tricky. And yeah, there is one last thing that I want to do in this episode, which is look at the bridge that I did a couple of episodes back. Let's make our way over there. So again, we're using oak wood here. I'm trying to use oak woods for the outsides and save the birch for the inside. And again, I want to use these fences, of which I made slightly too many. I want to just pop this around the edge. That's good. And once again, it gives me something to pop a torch on. I don't like torches being just sat on the ground. It seems, you know, like it's like a shortage of effort has gone into it. Now, once this is in place, I'm then going to think about the underside of this bridge. You'll see what I mean in a second. So if we get down here and have a little peek, it's all just very flat and boring on the underside. I know that I can do better. And unfortunately, I've got all the wood I need. So, first thing I'm going to do is take some of these slabs and just cover up this dirt, because that's not part of the plan, is it? That's definitely wrong. That dirt is not being supported by magic. No, siree. And once again, I've got a dark spot in there, a little lighting glitch, which I might not worry about it. I don't think anyone's going to know, apart from you, obviously. Okay, so with that completed, what I now want is, I'm actually going to get rid of some of it. I want to use some stairs to make this sort of, again, seem nicely supported, nicely structurally. So first stop is get rid of this little bit I've just placed and pop some wood there, like that. And then I want to sort of staircase up to that. So again, another one needs to go to be placed with that. Plop an upside down staircase. Come on, baby. Upside down staircase there. And likewise that one, if I place that with an upside down staircase and then take a little step back, yeah, we've got a nice sort of curve there. Again, it looks like we've got a wooden pillar here that is supporting the weight of the bridge. So we want something similar on this side as well. So again, I want to try and start the curve at the same place, which is where those things are. So this bit I'm right underneath. That's going to be replaced with an upside down stair. Let's just take a step back and check that's about right. I think so. And then we're going to want pillar things starting behind it. So we have a block, we have another upside down stair, and then this is also going to be an upside down stair, and we're going to want some planks behind it. Like that. I think this direction might be a better place to try and get a look at this from. It's hard to say. Yeah. Is that symmetrical? I think it is not. Or is it? That starts, but no, that's right. Yeah, okay, so we've got the support there. I'm going to put some more wood behind here, just 'cause it looks like these aren't actually connecting to wood, when clearly we all know that they are connecting to wood. Anything else would make no sense at all. All right, and that is the underside of the bridge and fences on bridges done, which is good. That's another couple of things I can tick off my to-do list. Ah, yes, the bridge is looking much, much better. And pots, I'm just going to go crazy with the pots. I'm going to be spamming plant pots all over the place, putting all sorts of lovely blooms in them and ferns where appropriate. It's going to look tasty. So what can we tick off? Fence on bridge, we can tick off. The path around farm, we can tick off. Underside of bridge, we can tick off. Wooden benches, slabs, that's something I need to do off camera. But really, yeah, the to-do wall is getting nicely tidied up. I've been dealing with all these little jobs that have been stacking up. A boat dock. I'm thinking about the boat dock. I've got two options for the boat dock. One option is to have a sort of underground kind of boat dock, maybe using this pool here. So I ride my boat in, I get out, and I'm straight into the basement of the house. The other thought I had involves the farm. So it seems to me like a logical place to put a boat dock might be sticking out here with then a little path that leads up and joins the outside here. Both could look very nice, but I don't know which one I'm going to do. If you've got any thoughts, then leave them, but you probably won't. You're probably perfectly happy for me to sort this stuff out on myself. You know I'm a grown-up. You trust me, don't you? Very good. And there's definitely going to be a plant pot out here. This space is just gagging for it. In fact, there needs to be more wood. I don't like all this stone. That wants to be all part of this thing. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Thank you very much for watching. We've managed to get quite a lot done in this episode, I think. As always, I don't know how long the episode's going to be until I actually edit it down. But yeah, that's hold on. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And of course, I always love reading your comments and your suggestions for what I can do with this place. So please do get involved. Cheerio and bye-bye.